Hi everyone, I hope everybody's having a great night. I am not having a great night, and in the interests of being truthful and forthcoming with my MS challenges, I made the decision to make a little bit of a video about what I'm experiencing over the past several days. I am having an outbreak of hives. I'm on no medications, only vitamins. Nothing new has been introduced into my diet. Been a little stressful with the Medicare and finding the right plan. That's true. Hives can be caused by stress. And that's really what I thought was happening when I got a few. I don't know if you could see. I'll put my head back. These hives have been multiplying on me since late last night. I thought it was stress, and it very well could have been triggered by stress, but there was a very concise piece of evidence that I got today that really threw me for a loop, and it was my body temperature. I thought for sure I was going to have a temperature, a fever this morning when I woke up. So I took my thermometer out and I took my temperature. And it really kind of startled me because my body temperature was 93.7. And so I grabbed another thermometer and I took it again, and it was 93.7. So, what's a girl to do, right? Get her son off to school, start the day, get it together, then get on the internet and try to find out what is it this time. It would appear from my research that at the base of your brain is called the Hypothalamus. And what that is that's the nerve center for your endocrine system. It controls all of your glands. It's responsible for all of the hormones, how they're being put out, and also nasty little things like histamine. Now, I know you've heard of antihistamine, Claritin, Zyrtec, and various others. Well, they are called antihistamines because they are against histamine. Well, I didn't have any education about antihistamines. I just took them if I had, actually I never really have allergic reactions unless I was on Tysabri, and then we had to take them all the time before an injection or infusion. So, antihistamine. So I looked up histamine when this started being a problem about a week ago, and I started getting these bumps and raised up welts on me. And I found out that histamine is actually put out by our body as a stress response. I believe it's put out by the thyroid. In any event, so now that I knew that it was from a gland, and it was a histamine that's causing all these hives to break out in me, I started investigating to see, and I did buy some new jewelry from like a secondhand store, antique store, so I thought, oh, it might be that, because I had a little one. I can show you this in my arm. Didn't want to show you too much, but I'm not sure if you can even see this on the video, but there's all these raised sections. Oh, did that itch when I touched that? And it's all around my whole arm, my elbow, even on my palm. Maybe you can still see a little bit here. These are hives, and this was the one that I had yesterday. So I had thought maybe one of the bracelets that I had gotten perhaps had some nickel in it, and I was allergic to nickel. That could be it. But today, when I started just breaking out into huge welts, my entire back is completely covered in red welts, and it burns. And I woke up last night and it felt like my stomach was just on fire. It was awful, awful, awful. So I called my neurologist to see if he would phone in some sort of, I don't know, oral steroid, maybe a stronger antihistamine to help me. That was at like 10 o'clock this morning. And he never got back to me. His secretary got back to me at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. all day I waited for them to call me, and they didn't get back to me until 4 p.m. and they knew why I was calling. That was way too close to when my 13-year-old son would come back from school to a kitchen table with a note on it that said, "Your mom's in the hospital." And I really didn't think that I wanted my son to have that memory. He's got enough bad memories as it is. So I made the decision to try to cope. My best friend Amy brought me some Aveeno bath soak, and I took 2 baths in that, and that really didn't seem to do any good. And I got this, I don't have it with me, Benadryl spray that my mother-in-law suggested that I get. And that didn't work but for a second. And then I got the cream, Benadryl cream. I don't think that worked either. I used Benadryl anti-itch or itchy skin relief or something. That helped actually the best, ironically. It's probably the cheapest out of everything we bought. And now I'm on 2 Benadryls, 3 ibuprofen, and 2 loratadines to see if I could get the swelling down. I took those, it's almost 9 o'clock, I took those at 6:20. I felt some relief at 7:20 and discovered all of these by 8:30. So I had 1 hour of relief, and it seems like these hives are just coming up where when one batch is going down, the other batch is coming up, and I just can't keep up with them. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I've got some on my face coming up my neck. I'm not sure if you can see them. I think you can. And they're all right here without exposing too much of myself. Here and here. And they're also all down my back and on my legs. So when I got the phone call from my neurologist that they weren't going to help me, the secretary told me, "The doctor says you need to call your primary care for that." I haven't seen my primary care physician for 3.5 years. I have been on the skids with this MS for that long. I saw the primary care in the beginning just because I was encouraged to by my former neuro, and I haven't seen him since. And I didn't really have a use for him because every time I needed something, I always found myself back at the neurologist because it was connected to MS some way. So that put me in a bit of a pickle. I don't have a primary care that I really could just go to. So again, it's 9 p.m. on Thursday. I've got head to toe hives. They're under my hair. They're coming up behind my head. And there's bumps behind my ear here, swollen bumps here and here. It really feels bad. And it feels like I got hit in the back of the head with a baseball right at the bottom of my skull. So, with all the research again that I've been doing and looking into this, and with the low body temperature of 93.7, I looked up thyroid, which was a suspect of mine for a few months, that maybe my thyroid wasn't working too well, which is, by the way, part of the endocrine system. And what I found was something called hypothyroidism. I think that's what they call it. And I really don't know too much about it, but it means that your thyroid isn't working very well. So I knew that. I thought, oh, okay, because I did have an awful lot of weight gain also over the past 6 months, and it just seemed to come on. And it was just like, not like I went out and ate Dairy Queen every night. It just whoop, 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 whoop. And I've been really working hard on limiting my intake of food and junk food and trying to see if I can't get it off. And I am having some success getting it off. But it really wasn't clear why it was coming on so quickly. Now, all of these glands that are associated or managed by the that thing, are probably all out of whack now, because it's my suspicion that what's been going on is that I'm having new lesion